spread over the competition. His closest competitor is Evans Clenchey at 17-9. That's a full 5 games behind. Adam Logan also has 17-9, but about 200 points less spread. And Winter, who we have seen before, also at 17-9 at 604. So I believe what they've done in this pairing has done 1 versus 4 and probably 2 versus 3. And since we're seeing table 1, and because David has not yet clinched the tournament, if he wins this game, he will in fact clinch the tournament and will be one of the finalists. Oh, actually, there's no finalists. He will have won the tournament. He will have won the tournament with 4 games to go. So we're still going to be watching him. If that does happen, I have a good hunch we will not be seeing him much after this, so that we can watch other people who are still in contention for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place.
So David has some direct to open up, and for Winter, besides the blank and maybe one of those tees, he's not looking the best either, but certainly better in the next 2 turns.
Well, there's nothing harder than securing the tournament, right? It's always, whenever I'm watching a lot of Olympics this week, and when it's set point, match point, whatever, often it's very hard to do it on the first try. So we'll see if David does it. He essentially has quintuple match point, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
All he has to do is win 1.
So Gov, reasonable play
reasonable,
here. It's leaving less hooking options. Vug or Gov could play, but Vug would offer the G, H, or S as hooking possibilities underneath, whereas Gov just, of course, offers the S. Winter's not taking long to make his play here. He's going for Muddy to keep TT blank on his rack. Certainly reasonable. And Eldar, meanwhile, has drawn a whole bunch of eyes.
Ooh, this is going to be an ugly game. Let's see what he's got there.
So,
Acidify. Oh,
Acidify
that
is a
helps.
nice play.
Nothing to think about there. Isn't that nice when that happens? You get a mitt full of yuck.
Just a gift.
And you get this gift.
Beautiful gift. Keeping just 1 eye. Winter is...
Now it looks like Winter has a blank with 2 T's. O-R. Oh, it's looking good. 1 vowel. Oh,
E,
we got us a bingo. Rosette for sure. And let's see if we can do better than that. I think he's got some stuff through the C, like Detector and Trecento. Those are worth 70 each, and Rosette that I mentioned is worth 67. And then he's got a whole bunch to the D's. Pottered, tottered, pottered in Collins. Rosette takes a D in Collins. Rosetted.
Off the top of my head, I'm thinking no, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I wasn't questioning it. I'm the one looking at a list, so
okay.
I'm the one who can look smart. I'm like Alex Trebek when he admonishes people for getting it wrong, and then I go, Alex, you got the answer in your hand, Alex. Like, stop being such a doof.
So much easier. Yes.
Really. The thing is, there aren't any opportunities on this particular board right now for double doubles or hitting the triple or anything. It's really just a matter, your best bet clearly is to play through the C, because the C is worth 3 points, and then you have 2 double letter words, double letter tiles, spaces on the board to play through. So you're going to get the most bang for your buck by playing through the C. The question is, can you do it without opening up to a triple, which I know he cannot do that. But he's going to look, and we're going to wait.
Well, extorted to the D and acidify certainly goes down, and I think it's just pick one at this point.
In the meantime, I'm going to keep you up to date with the OWL situation. And let me get you the standings going into this game. Going into this game, David Gibson is up 22-4, plus 2,189, and his closest competitor is 3 games behind, Ian Weinstein at 19-7, and then Joel Sherman at 18-8. And then we have 4 people at 17-9. So in this game, we're going to see David Gibson versus Ian Weinstein, or Ian Weinstein. And David is starting the game with A-D-E-I-O-P-U. So nothing, he might play Pew or Podia. We'll see what he plays.
Erotic.
Which is good. I don't know if it's necessarily the best one. It's certainly not a bad one. It's always very tempting for a North American player to play a Collins-only word. Certainly sticking that E there doesn't look to me like it was the best choice, but it's fine.
So David is going to play Uwe.
And we'll get the score updated for you. It's 46 for David Eldar and 78 for Winter. 78 points for Winter. Excellent. And David Eldar has just played Juve. Making it 67-78. And Winter just picked the other blank.
Not bad. Definitely what he
Except
needs
David
to do.
has Trapezia.
Trapezia, yes.
Only in one spot. And, oh, is it David's turn? No, he just played Juve. Okay.
It is Winter's turn.
Jerkman. Is that good? I'm a jerk man. Da 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 da.
I do see a suggestion in the feed of Jarkman as a possibility, so there might actually be a word that's close in there. I don't know it off the top of my
Jarkman
head.
and Jarkman.
There you go. I did not know
And
that
it is
one.
playable. And the fact that he has not played it,
Suggests
because when
might
you
not
look at
know
that
it.
rack, there ain't much to look at. I think we can probably forgive Winter for not knowing that one. I don't even know if David Eldar would know that one. So the question is, what do you do? He could, oh, he played Karma. Oh, there you go. All right, well, if you don't know it. He also had Jam over Erotetic, which also would have been a very nice play. Karma, though, is a nice 42 points, and we have a score of 67-120 in favor of Winter right now. And he blocked Trapezia, as Jam would have as well. I think I would have played Jam over Erotetic if I didn't know Jarkman personally. Trapezii is also obviously good, and Trapezia and Baptizer. So David might just choose to play Za over Karma to score and to block the S hook.
There is also just Zo and Zip and Zap and all those
All that they
overlapping
were
things,
where
so
Jam should have gone, right? That's another. Yeah, I think we're going to probably see that as well. Yeah, and saving rate, I mean, doesn't get much better. Play Zip for 50 odd points and save AERT. I mean, a man can't complain about that. Oh, 57 points. That's quite nice.
Was that you channeling your inner Jaqen Hagar by any chance from Game of Thrones? A man must do this, a girl has no name. That's just what I thought of. If you haven't watched the show,
I
you
haven't
don't
watched
know.
a minute of that show.
Okay, well
I know
then
it's
you wouldn't
amazing.
understand.
Yeah.
Because when I heard you say a man, I thought of Jaqen Hagar instantly.
Well, because he's a man. I mean, a woman would be satisfied too, but he's a man, so I said a man would be satisfied. I guess he's wondering if there's anything he's missing. I mean, it is a lovely, lovely rack. Oh God, please don't make jokes about that. I think we got rid of all the people who might say stuff like.
I'm not sure if they're all gone yet. No,
We're all gone.
I think
You're
they are
kidding
back.
me. Only loss. Gibson is crushing. Gibson is crushing already. Let's have a quick look. Maybe he's just crushing in general. Oh, Ian Weissy had firier to bingo in the second turn. But of course, David comes right back with drearies, AEI or SD blank. I mean, this is, wow.
He can do no wrong.
He can do no wrong, this man. He can pick no wrong. Well, he gave him a big X play to come back. Oh, you know what? David is, Ian's picking pretty well too. And he got Napries. You know what? We got us a game here. Right now, with David's turn, he is down 198 to 111. Ian having played Firier and Hex to start the game, and then Napries. So that's a dream beginning for Dr. Weinstein. 2 bingos and a huge X play.
Well, Winter back in this game has just played Haj and And for those of you who don't know, or I don't even know how you pronounce that. That is the word for cindery, rough, molten hot lava. Very specific. Really? Okay.
What's that?
Our
producer.
Our producer off screen has said that AA apparently is the correct pronunciation. I have no idea.
It's pronounced AA? It's pronounced and it's pronounced when you step on it. Maybe that's where it comes from. Maybe it's onomatopoetic.
This is quite possible. So David Eldar has a waiter on his rack. Winter's looking fairly balanced with his letters.
I think I'll just let that one go. Unfortunately for David Eldar, Murr is not good, even in Collins. I'm always shocked when I play Collins when I can't get a bingo down, because it just seems to me like every word should be good. And we'll update you with the score. It's actually, according to my calculations, 124 for David Eldar and 168 for Winter. So if we can get our producers to check that out.
And just to answer an earlier question.
Yes, Benjamin Bloom, I'm going to go. So, yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, but I let it go. Okay, go ahead.
Just to answer an earlier question, this is the second year that we have been broadcasting on Twitch at the North American Scrabble Championship. And this time around, we are hoping that it's going to continue to be back for years to come. It's been an experimental thing we've done here so far. Last year we had a playoff format. This year we're trying out with a round-robin format at the championship, and we're just seeing how people respond to each one. Aha. I've been told by our producer we're on the front page of Twitch right now. That does explain the presence of the trolls.
How do you get there? How do you get to the front page of Twitch? What do you have to do? You have to call. You have to... Oh, okay. Well, of all of you out there, though, if you have friends who might be interested in this, tell them to come watch, because I'm going to imagine that the more people watching, the more likely we're going to be on the front page. I thought that was a very good play on David's part. It got rid of the W. It undoubled the A, and it set up a T hook for himself, or an R hook, which he has on his rack. But we have Releno, Chele Releno on Winter's rack. And let's see what else he can play. But he's going to bingo as well. If no, oh, he's got a double-double and rollee off the E and aerotetic. He's got a lot of stuff. It's just a matter of what he chooses to play.
Pick a bingo, any bingo. Not really a bad problem to have,
Yeah,
for sure.
he might choose to play off the WAI that David just clearly set himself up with, and with a word like erlong or releno, like I said.
Relleno.
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 There's my new jefe for the 21st century.
That one's a bit tougher, though. The double L sound is a y in Spanish. And for those wondering, I've seen questions about the dictionary. The words are all accepted in English because if they're of foreign nature, they have been imported because they're used in English as English words that are just simply borrowed from the language. The word relleno, for example, R-E-L-L-E-N-O, is a word from Spanish. It's for a type of pepper. It means to be stuffed and restuffed, but we don't have an English equivalent, so it's just borrowed from another language, and we just use that word. So there's many words like this in the Scrabble dictionary that have origin in another language, and we just use them in ours.
Over at the OWL game, where everyone is very desperate to have David Gibson lose, Ian Weinstein is doing his part. He is currently up 80 points, 228 to 148, but he has a mittful with a rack of DIL MTVW. To some extent, it's actually good because he can do to David what David does to everybody, which is block. That's what that V tile, its best use is as a blocking tile when you're ahead. So let's see what he can do to help block up the board a little bit.
So with that bingo play of Relleno,
Oh, there you go.
that gets him.
We knew he would play that. He's a big Mexican food fan.
He is. He is.
Now, I'm
50
not
bonus
exactly
points
sure
there.
why he would put the blank. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's just my. There you go. I'm looking at the producers and not at what he played. Okay, perfect.
So when we've talked about bingo, just for those joining, and I did see a question about it, that's using all 7 of your letters at the same time in one turn, and that gets you 50 bonus points. So in North America, we call that a bingo, and in the rest of the world, they call it a bonus. But that's when you use all of your letters.
And we'll update you with the score. It is 153 to 239. There you go. I think they finally got it. And he gave him to Werner. Oh, that's so, how annoying that is when you have 1,400 bingos to choose from and you play the one that gives your opponent
Something to play through. Yes. That's certainly
it's
frustrating.
so annoying. At least he opened up a triple, but oh my goodness, Winter is picking well.
Very, very well.
But he only has a Bogarts through a B. Ugh, oof, oof, oof. I mean, there's no question that these people have to beat David. There is just no question. And it's not easy when you put out letters for them that, I mean, it's not any fault of Winters at all. He did the right thing. He blocked the obvious hook that David was setting up, and he just unfortunately gave him a place to bingo. So he's going to play Gag over Zoe and Git, which is a very lovely play.
Gag's a nice play, and
David has a lot of eyes again.
the NASPA tile, for those who are asking, that's a custom blank tile. The blank is the one that you can make into any letter you want. The NASPA tile on the top is a C, and the NASPA tile that was played closer to the bottom is an L to make relleno, and the top word is oroteric.
So David has himself a mittful, as we say. He has the possibility to balance his rack. Obviously, to get rid of IIE would be ideal, and he can do that by playing Fiery, F-I-R-I-E. Already considering that the R is on the triple road, not so terrible. can also play TT, T-I-T-I, off the T into Werner to get rid of 2 of those I's. It's imperative that he gets rid of 2 to 3 vowels this turn. And he is behind. Remember, this is not a situation that he has found himself in much at all for the last 3.5 days.
He's been winning a lot. Yeah, just 4 losses. 22 wins, 4 losses is a remarkable record.
It
He's
is
playing
remarkable,
some very good players.
and he's playing some very good players. And I don't know if you lose your edge, but you start thinking you can do no wrong. So he really has to hold tight. He needs to sew up this tournament. So sit back, take a few extra minutes, take a breath, and make the right decision. Fiery does have the advantage of blocking the triple. I'm starting to like it more and more. Mind you, he's behind. What to do. Decisions. Let's see what's happening over at OWL. David Gibson, who had a rack of DLNNOTT and just played off the TN to save TLNOT, then proceeded to pick up an O and an I and get down toodling the very next turn after keeping 4 consonants in 5 tiles, and now is down by only 30 points. But then Ian came back with Trank for 34, and David picked up a very nice balanced rack of EILNRSW. And as we stand right now, it's Ian's turn. He's holding a 31-point lead, 275 to 244, and he's got the Z in his on his rack, and he's looking for ways to hurt David. But he can play caved for quite a bit, holding on to ZA, which sounds like a good play.
Eldar has picked out Oilseed onto his rack.
Did he pass?
He played TT, and
He
he's now
did play
drawn Oilseed.
Which he has off of Mud. He has nothing through the T, and he has nothing through the R with Oilseed. So it seems to me pretty likely that he's going to be able to play it, though. I don't, unless. Oh, what does Winter have there?
He has a nice rack of his own. Not quite burritos.
He has Obtuser. Myrrh still continues not to be good. He blocked Tuberos when he played Gag. And he's got Troubles, Saboteur, Rubster. Oh, he's got Robuster. There you go.
Yeah, Robuster's a nice play.
I think that's all he's got, to be honest with you. I think that's all he's got. There's nothing through the I or the T. So he's got Robuster, which hopefully he knows. It's good in both dictionaries. Winter is bi-lexical.
So there goes Oilseed, and David Eldar will take the lead back in this game. And Tuberos is now back as an option with that first E in Oilseed.
Oh, QI. All right. So that score is correct, 309 for David Eldar to Winter's 295. He's not slapping down Robuster, so he's probably also just looking to see if there's anything better
He's
or
lined,
at all.
he lined up out beers on his rack,
Out
which is
beer.
not a word.
Nothing through the O, but he's checking very carefully. Nothing. He's got troubles right here in Fort Wayne City through the L.
Yes.
And bolters.
Oh, he's going tuberose. There you go.
Well, tuberose takes an S and is not a bingo along that triple lane. So again, little errors on the parts of David's opponents may do well for him. It's a full 10 points less. It doesn't use the triple lane anymore and sets up an S hook.
And he doesn't quite have abrasion. That R is not quite in the right spot.
So he has abrasion. No U for uabanes, or M for amboinas. Yeah, abrasion is the only bingo through that R. So now we have a very interesting situation where we have two triple triples open at very opposite sides of the board. And Winter now is going to have to start thinking about closing stuff up unless he can bingo. Nephiton, how do you pronounce that word? Pantheon. Pantheon is his only bingo. So David Eldar is down by 56 points, and he has to think, I'm not closing up this board, and how can I balance my rack? Not play off too many points, too many tiles right now, because I want to keep the game going. I'm behind. Or he can play bonsai to rellenos and go for the blanks that no longer exist. I hate when I do that. One possibility is playing soba off the S in oilseed and keeping a very beautiful balance rack and keeping the board open.
There is also bona and bo and os and ne.
Yeah, or bunny.
Yeah.
There are 3 O's left and 1 I, so I would definitely play bona over bunny for sure. But he has that S. He's got that case S. Or is there one more to go? I think there's one more to go. He might want to hold on to that spot for himself. I'm going to ask championship player to see what... It'll take a few seconds to get that going. And in the meantime, let's see what's happening over at OWL. Right now, Ian Weinstein continues to hold the lead, not only with the Z that he picked up, he has a blank now. He's ahead of David by 49 points. It's his turn, and he's got AEFHTZ blank on a somewhat open board. Yeah, pretty open board, so... And he has played half for 42 points, holding on to the Z, and now he's up by almost 100 points.
Back on this board here, David Eldar played a boon, so the same letters as bona, but taking out one of the triple lanes, leaving some decent letters. And Winter takes no time really to respond with no, keeping his lead.
Well, now David for sure has the only S hook for tuberose. I'm looking to see how many tiles. There are 8 unseen tiles, of which only 5 are vowels and 10 are consonants. So a play such as like una's down from 15A to tuberose probably is not the best idea.
Unais and tuberoses is a decent option for him next turn for sure.
It is, but as I said, it uses up all of his vowels, which could be a problem. With W, X, and Y unseen, and a C, which can be very clunky if you have no vowels. I'm trying to... Do you have all of Winter's rack? Can you see that?
Yes, he has Whitney,
Yeah, with a P?
W-I-T-N-E-Y and a P.
E-I-N-P-T-W-Y? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's got wintry through the R.
So David Elder has chosen to play Chin and New and Fur. Keeps a nice balanced rack, leaves some vowels left over in that pool with lots of letters that are potentially clunky. Good decision. Winter does have wintry, and he's
oh, just wintry. He's going to hold on to the vowel.
Because of the lack of vowels, it's a good decision to hold on to that. And if anyone's going to know that word, it's going to be winter. He better know that word.
Yeah, I wouldn't challenge it. Oh, he played kin. Okay. He actually had wipe. He had a really interesting play. He had wipe, iso, pe, and e next to the tuberose. To the left of tuberose, he had wipe. Which that was, wow. That was a lot of points. But I think he made the right choice. Now he's got axils. Ooh. Well, he would have had axles anyway. I think we might see axils go down. That's 50 points. And he has its anagram salix at, and other things that will end in X under erotetic, which has stayed open this whole time. But I think axils, I think Winter's still in pretty good shape there. C-E-F-L-O-P, is that what I see there?
Yes.
All right. So there's one tile in the bag. I think pretty much this is Winter's game. Do you agree, Jesse? I think
at this point, I'm not seeing a way for David Elder to come back.
Let's take a look in the pool and see, are there any 8s that he could possibly pull off if he just dumps an X?
It involves unloading the X for sure.
It would be the only thing that he could do. AXE under whale would be one spot. The question is, does he have anything with what's left in the bag that he can bingo with? Through that, I guess really L or off the I. He could have liaisons, possibly. That might be worth trying. Through the I and TT, he could have liaisons if there are 2 O's left. So statistically, he has a chance of picking up one of those O's.
The challenge after that is finding a place to score with the X beforehand to have Winter miss it.
Axe underneath whale.
And then have Winter miss liaisons and not score very well.
Well, no, the best thing is for him to have 2 bingos, one off the I or one off that L. Good luck with that. Well, he could. He could have Sensilla. Wow. The thing is this, the beauty of, for Winter is that there's only one tile in the bag, which means that if David plays off one X, as we suspect he will, there we go.
Oxy's a nice play.
Winter has full knowledge of David's rack now. So it's just a matter of anagramming it properly and knowing what David has. So David picked up the O, so he's got liaisons through the I. And Winter has to block it. There's just all he has to do is just block it, and he will win this game.
And that will mean that David Eldar is not Gibsonized, meaning that he would have confirmed winning the tournament. So while it's very likely he's going to win still, with the commanding lead he has over players like Winter, who are just a few spots behind, it won't be officially decided after this round.
C-E-F. C-E-E-F-L-O-P. Is that the correct? There we go. So I'm going to put in championship player, who's going to very clearly tell him to block. Well, he doesn't. Maybe he has enough to win. Even if he plays fellow, F-E-L-L-O-E, he has enough to win. He's too far ahead.
If I remember correctly, I think Allison's is a word in Collins only, so he actually gave himself an option to play Allison's as well as liaisons, assuming he drew the O. So he should have both of those.
Oh, so it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah, so either way, he should bingo out here.
No, Allison's is with one L. Oh, and okay. I see what you're saying. He's got two places to bingo. Oh, so the O is exactly what he needed. So very interesting, actually. Then, according to Quackle, Winter has two ways to win. If he plays fellow, F-E-L-L-O-E, through the C at C8, or if he plays cleep, C-L-E-P-E, at B4. Wow, this is exciting.
It's taken a twist.
He's played clef. And I think he might lose with that. Let's see. Has he hit his clock?
The clock is hit. It is now on David Aldar's time.
No, I don't think you can win with liaison. Let me see. Oh my God, he wins by 1 point. Oh my God. God.
That would be quite a twist.
How much time did Winter have left? Could we get a shot of that?
Winter had 10.5 minutes.
Oh, it's up there already. Okay. Oh my God. It's very possible that Winter mistracked, but he had 10 minutes to check, so he has no excuse.
David's just doing the math now in his head, surely, to make sure that he's pulled this off.
Okay, well, I will tell you, everybody right now, that we will not be leaving this board once this game is over, because there will be a recount. I don't know what Winter's going to do after this game. Oh my God, there's a better place for it. We didn't even see it.
And Winter's just blinking and staring at this point.
Maybe he only saw it for 59. You're right. I didn't even see it, and I'm quackling. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is incredible. This is incredible.
So there's the 1 point win there.
That's why it was absolutely essential for Winter to block that lane.
So we know they're going to do a recount here. I can see they're hovered
God.
over that score sheet right now. So that's
wow.
An amazing way to clutch the tournament.
This is amazing.
If you're gonna,
really something.
If you're going to make sure that you win your division here, that's pretty much the way to do it. They're calling for a director. Not sure what the call's about, but...
Somebody's asking what's going on. If you just joined us, Winter was playing David Elgar. David Elgar just needs to win one more game of the last 5 in order to clinch the tournament. Winter was ahead for pretty much the entire game, and he needed to make a play that blocked this liaison. First of all, David had to get rid of the X and hope to pick up an O, which would give him bingos in 2 different parts of the board, which is exactly what happened. But then Winter had to play his part and block that lane where liaisons just got played in order to make sure that David could only play liaisons along row 15 for 59 points and he would lose. Unfortunately, Winter failed to do that, and David has bingoed out, which is exciting enough, but it has allowed him to win this game by a single point, and therefore this tournament, with 4 games to go.
That's an incredible turnaround, and Winter knows he had 10.5 minutes. He can see the time. He's just, at this point, he's...
I think we're going to see a lot of hands in head for the
Yes.
next 5 minutes.
He's checking the scores right now, for sure. I think he honestly thought that he had this tied up, really. I think he just saw the liaison spot in the bottom and...
Not even
didn't
tied
get
up
the-
one. I know
Yeah.
you meant it as in sewn up, not tied up.
Yeah.
I think he would have taken a tie at
Yeah.
this point. Actually, that would have secured the tournament as well. Would it?
I think
so.
a tie would still be okay in this case, because it
Yeah,
would come down to
this
spread
is
for the two of them.
unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Very, very, very exciting. All right, so are we seeing them doing a recount? Is that what's happening?
I think he's just letting Winter recount, because the onus is on the person who requests the recount to do it, and only when there's a disagreement
Alright.
does the other player get involved. So David is looking like he's fairly confident he has the correct scores, and from what I understand from
Alright.
playing him, he isn't usually wrong. So he's just letting Winter do his thing and
I'll give
recount
you
the
an,
game.
I'll give you an update of what's going on in the other board. I'll just jump forward to where we are right now. Yeah, as is David's tendency, he managed to bingo again quite late. He was down 393 to 297 and managed to bingo, playing Ornisols, not for a lot, but 61. But Ian came back, still holding on to that Z, playing Zoya for 50 points, saving ST blank. Not a bad way to score 50 points. And let's see what's happening now. I think they're having a little bit of trouble with what tiles are left. So what I'm seeing now is that Ian Weinstein is up. Oh my goodness, did David bingo right through Zoya with gamis? This man is a machine. He's a picking machine. He knows the words, and he's just, he's down the entire game and then plays Orsonols and gamis back to back just to make it a bit scary. And there's still a blank. It looks like there's still a blank. It looks like David has Glout's, Gloust blank, to Ian Weinstein's JA. So I think it's just a matter of Ian finding a way to go out with JA to win. There he's got Jar. So Ian's going to win this game. All right. He made it exciting. But it's just a matter of Ian to play off the JA. And I see Haj and I see Jar in 2 different parts of the board. So that's going to end the game. And David's going to be left with Glouts plus a blank. So we still have some recounting. Oh, are they handing? Is it official?
Yeah, David is taking in the signed sheet, so that means the game's standing officially remains. David Eldar wins 461 to 460 just by a single point, and thus confirms that he is going to win the Collins division here at the North American Scrabble Championship. He now has an insurmountable lead over the rest of the field. In the past here, Nigel Richards has accomplished that, winning before the last day of play even starts, and now Eldar gets to add his list to the name of players who have won their division the day before the last day of play starts.
And we get an opportunity to talk about other people, I have a feeling.
We will. This will be the last time that we see David Eldar on board 1, we're pretty sure. Hopefully not the last time we see Collins. It depends on what the organizing powers that be
That's a really
decide.
good point. That's a really good point. I think we might be seeing a lot more of OWL, and I hope everybody's okay with that. I think it makes sense that we show games that for people who are in contention. Yeah, they're recounting, but I think we all know that he won by a point.
The recount is over, so
Yeah. Yeah, he took in the slip, so now they're just going over the game. This is going to engender a lot of discussion, this game. You go.
So we're going to